Hello. I have received something new from Dalstrong that I could not wait to share. I am and always have been a huge fan of this company since my first piece, and they have now started doing a cookware line. So I went ahead and the first thing I did was I ordered their 3-quart Oberon Series Teflon coated pan. Simply because this is going to be one of the primary things I use in the kitchen. I do a lot of soups and gravies, so I wanted something that had a lot of the features I was looking for without the danger of typical Teflon coated pans. You can read a little bit about why I chose their non-stick coating over others in my review, but I thought I'd just kind of show you the inside of the pan before I started cooking. It does have a really nice high gloss to it. It's a wonderful anti-stick coating. This pan itself is a 3-ply stainless steel pan. I use stainless steel as my preference simply because it really preserves the taste and the nutrition in the food. If you go into your parents' cabinets, you will probably find stainless steel cookware from many, many decades ago. And that's because they knew that it really did a fantastic job of cooking the food. It heats evenly. It cools quickly as far as the handle goes, but it heats up very quickly as far as getting the food cooked evenly. This is the bottom of the pan. It tells you a little bit about how it was made. As I said, it is a 3-quart pan. It's got the Dalstrong logo on the bottom. It also has a really secure riveted handle, which I like. And this is an extra long handle, so I don't have to worry so much about, as this pan heats up, gripping it and it being too warm to hold. It does have the Dalstrong logo on the end of the handle, and then it comes with its plexiglass lid. This provides a wonderfully tight seal. I don't have to worry about this particular pan boiling over because it does have a stainless steel rimmed vent hole to it. The knob is also stainless steel. Nice big knob to grip, very easy to fit in your hand. And then the last feature I wanted to show you is just the lip on this particular pan. It's kind of made so that as you pour things out of the pan and you tilt it back, it has more of a non-drip feature. Also has very high walls, which allow you to create less splashing as you're working with liquids in the pan. So that being said, I've decided just to show you some of the non-stick qualities because that is part of what you're buying this particular pan for. And I am getting ready to do some chicken soup for tonight. So I have pre-cut some chicken. And I did not add anything to the bottom of this pan. I don't need to. The quality is so good that I don't have to add the extra fats to get my chicken to do what I want it to do, as far as not sticking and making a mess for the bottom of the pan. So I'm just adding a couple of spices right now. Very easy go-to spices for chicken noodle soup. And if you look at the pan, you can see it's already starting to get warm on the bottom, and my chicken is starting to cook very nicely. So I do have the heat on high right now to get my pan warmed up quickly. You can start to hear it. And while I just tend to use wooden utensils in Teflon coated pans. I have actually used a metal utensil in here and found that this is solid enough that it doesn't scratch and it holds up very well to them. I just prefer to use my wooden utensils because I feel it does a better job when it comes to moving things around. And you can see how easily all of this is sliding. Nothing is sticking to this pan as I work it. My handle is staying perfectly cool the entire time I use it. In fact, it almost feels cold, which seems odd, just because you would think it would feel at least a little bit warm, but it really has absolutely no heat traveling through it at all, and it's very comfortable to hold and work with as I use my pan. So I'm going to let that simmer for just a minute, and I'm going to let you also see how the vent hole works on this particular pan. You can see how well it really does vent. And even with the condensation on the pan, I get a really nice view of what's going on inside. I can see enough of my meat to know this is cooking exactly the way I want it to. The plexiglass is, or I'm sorry, the tempered glass is very, very clear. And just that quickly, you can take a look at the chicken. You can see how easily everything is moving and how quickly this chicken has cooked. I mean, there is absolutely no stick at all as I'm cooking this. Everything is cooked thoroughly. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a few veggies that I had also cut up. I like steaming them for just a moment before I add my liquid. And again, I just kind of wanted to show you how nicely this will steam everything for me. And that is one of the joys of stainless steel cookware. It does an excellent job of steaming your food rather than simply heat cooking your food. And what I mean about that is when you just have food that's laying on the bottom of a pan cooking, you tend to get spots on the food that are not done on the top and too brown on the bottom. With the joy of the steam, I get a nice thorough blanch and cook to these vegetables. I get to hold in all of the nutrition. And basically what they call this is waterless cooking. So when you're doing waterless cooking, you get to use what's natural in the food and maintain what it is that you're actually buying high quality food for. If I'm going to go to all of the effort of buying highly nutritious food for my family, I want to retain that nutrition, and this pan will allow me to do that. So the last of it, I'm just going to add some broth to it. Clean up my mess. And this is the last point that I wanted to show you with this particular pan. You'll notice that the sides are nice and high. So it really allows me to do, as I stir, splashless cooking. It gives me a deep enough area to go ahead and get my food to cook, yet at the same time I can see everything very easily in there. So I'm going to go ahead, let this steam for a little bit, continue cooking for dinner tonight. One more time, just kind of show you how easy it is to handle this. Everything stays cool as hot as this pan is. And that is pretty much my entire review of this Dalstrong Oberon Series pan. Hopefully these are features that you appreciate. I know I appreciate them very much in my kitchen, and this is going to be my new favorite cookware. I can't wait to get more of it.